Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. It's great to be back. I missed being with you all last week, but it's great to be back this week. So I hope you will join me, and I hope you will enjoy what I've got to share with you today. We're going to be making a beautiful floral card using the current product of the month for July 2026, which is called Begonia Belle. I keep on forgetting what it's called. It's a beautiful stamp set. It's a two-step stamp set. And it's got lots of beautiful distinctive details. So you've got the light and the shade. But anyway, we'll have a closer look at that in a little bit. So while everyone is finding their notifications that I've gone live, I'm just going to bring up this live feed on my other devices so I can see everybody's comments. So let me just get that all sorted now. Ready. And we want to click on that one. That's the one we want. There we go. Great. iPad all set up. Let's get the computer set up. There and there. As you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know that you are here. And if this is your first time watching, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, great, good, all set up, fantastic. Now, if you are live with me today, you're going to see the red live button up in the top left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you know you're watching the replay. But thank you for joining me, whether or not you're watching live today or whether or not you're watching the replay later on, either on Facebook or on YouTube. I do upload all of my videos to YouTube, so if you're ever looking for a past live, if you want some creative inspiration, you can go over to my YouTube channel and have a look at my videos over there. There's a whole heap of different ones because I've been filming Facebook Lives for, oh gosh, many years now. So there's a whole library of creative inspiration over there, so feel free to go there. You can also go to my blog as well. Well, I'll hold this up, but it will be back to front for you at the moment, but it will be around the right way when I put the camera down on the desk. But mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. There's lots of creative inspiration there. And then I've also got my website, mandywitherby.stampinup.net. And yeah, you can find lots of creative inspiration on all of those platforms. I'm also over on Pinterest, so feel free to have a look over there. I haven't uploaded the last few cards I've made, so I need to get back onto that. We've had a lot going on, so I just haven't had a chance. So when we have a few people on here, I will share a little bit with you about what's been happening. I've got some exciting things to share with you. So let me know how your weekend was, and if you did anything special or if you just had a quiet one at home. What did you all get up to on the weekend? So let me know in the comments. Do you know what? I kind of get to Monday and sometimes I think, what did I actually do on the weekend? And some weekends are just like that, aren't they? And they seem to fly by so quickly that before we know it, another week is past. So yeah, that's just how it goes, isn't it? Hey, Leonie, how are you? Great to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Because we're going to be making a floral card today, I've got a floral brooch. I've actually got a pansy. I'm not sure if it's a pansy or a violet, actually. I've meant to double check before I went live and I forgot. I don't have the type of flower that we're playing with today, which is a begonia. I don't have any begonia brooches, so I just thought, well, I'll just wear something that coordinates with my top. And yeah, this one kind of was the right color. So, well, similar color. It goes okay. It's not exactly the same color as my top, but if it was, then you wouldn't see it. So, hey, Leslie, how are you? Great to have you here. Alrighty. Now, I have got a few things to share today. We've got some new products that have just come in, so I'm going to quickly share just a few of those with you. The online exclusive July release is now live. It went live on the 1st of July, so it's been around already for 5 days. So if you haven't already checked out the online store since the 1st of July, be sure to go over there and have a look. There's a whole heap of new products that have just released in the online exclusives, or you can click on what's new and it will come up in there as well. So that is very exciting. There's lots and lots of different types of products in there. Of course, you've got the usual stamp sets, dies, embossing folders, paper, ribbon, bling, and there's some Christmas things there. So if you like starting your Christmas cards early, or perhaps you like doing Christmas in July, there's Christmas items there. There's also some Halloween items if you celebrate Halloween. There's also some other products that are like florals, and there's some other fun ones as well with some animals. So yeah, all different sorts of types of products. So be sure to go over there and have a look. And see what's there. We've also got 2 new kits as well that have come out, and I've got one of them with me today actually. If you want to have a look, I can share with you in a moment, just briefly, what that looks like. And what else was there? Just trying to think. Let me bring over, I've got some things here. Hang on one sec. Oh, there we go. I've got some things here to share with you as well. Now, of course, don't forget about, well, actually, now that we're in July, let me share with you first about my project tutorial for July. That is now available, and this one's got some really fantastic projects in it. Fantastic 3D items and fun fold cards. Now this one, you can purchase this from anywhere around the world because I can send you the PDF tutorials for all of these projects. It's only $15 Australian. That's Australian dollars. And you'll get a total of 9 tutorials in there. Now the project that I have this month is this one. You're going to see it back to front, but it is really cute. Have you seen this stamp set, this bundle in the catalogue? You might have seen it. It's really, really cute, but it looks like just a little camera, obviously, but you'll be surprised because it's actually a little mini album. Now, I've used the stamps in this one, but you can actually use photos in place of the stamps, and it opens like this. Isn't that so cute? It's quite detailed with the instructions. So this is only available in the tutorial bundle. It's not a project that I'm going to be sharing anywhere else. It won't be on my blog. It won't be shared here in any Facebook Lives. The only way you can learn how to do it is from the project tutorial. So if you're one of my customers and you're shopping with me this month in July, if your order is $50 or more, once you've applied any Stampin' Rewards and before shipping, then I will automatically send this tutorial bundle to you, and that will include how to make my little mini flip album, my little camera mini flip album. So that's how you can get it. Or as I said, if you have your own demonstrator that you shop with, or perhaps you're a demonstrator yourself, you can purchase this PDF tutorial from anywhere around the world. And I've got a link for that, so I'm going to pop that link down in the comments for you right now before I forget. Now let me just find it. Registration form, there it is there. Okay. So in that tutorial bundle will be the tutorial for my little flip album, as well as tutorial for 8 other projects in there, which are beautiful fun fold cards. Yeah, so you'll get all of those in the tutorial bundle for only $15. So that's pretty good, isn't it? So there you go. So the link is in the comments. So if you're interested, you can register there. If you are one of my customers and you're shopping this month, I will send that to you automatically. So you don't need to register for that. You don't need to. I don't want you to have to pay for that when you're already shopping with me. So that's my free gift to you to say thank you for shopping with me. All right, so that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. I'll put that just here. The next thing I wanted to share with you is about Paper Pumpkin. So by now, you've probably all heard about Paper Pumpkin, and I know that some of you are already subscribed to Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is a fantastic monthly subscription, and you get a fun, crafty box of goodies with full instructions, everything you need to create the projects in the box, or you can choose to make alternative projects with the products that are in the box. So the next one that's coming out is the Hooray for Birthdays kit. And this one's going to have easel cards in it. And the easel cards are going to be floral, as you can see here, and birthday themed. So that's going to be a really pretty kit. There's 3 different designs in that kit, but we only get to see a little sneak peek. So the rest we'll get to see when the kit arrives. You need to subscribe by, if you haven't already subscribed, you need to subscribe by the 10th of the month for that month's kit. So for July, if you want this kit, you'll need to subscribe by the 10th of July. And you can subscribe pay as you go, which is just a month-to-month subscription, and every month Stampin' Up! Will deduct your payment on the 11th of the month, or you can subscribe in advance. You pay in advance, and you can subscribe for 3, 6, or 12 months. So you've got lots of options there, depending on how you like to subscribe. You can also gift those subscriptions as well. So you can choose a subscription for somebody else and gift a subscription maybe to a family member or a good friend or something like that. So it makes a great gift for your crafty friends as well. As well as that, when you are, sorry, I've got something in my eye. I keep blinking. I feel like there's something, like a little hair or maybe an eyelash, something. Anyway, when you're a subscriber of Paper Pumpkin, you also have the opportunity of purchasing refill kits of the past kits. If you loved one of the kits and you wanted to make more, you can get refill kits. There's also, if there's still additional leftover kits 2 months after the subscription for that month, then the entire kit is then available for purchase as well. So say you didn't subscribe until June, but then you've seen so many projects done and alternative projects done with the April kit. Currently, well, when I checked before the weekend, I didn't check over the weekend, but when I checked before the weekend, actually I did check on Saturday with my team, because I had my team gathering with my team, and the April kit in entirety is still available as well. So you can purchase that if you subscribed a little bit later and you missed that one. And also too, there are add-on dies that you can purchase at the moment too. And these ones, these will coordinate with these are an optional add-on, and these will coordinate with the July, August and September kit. So anytime they do the add-ons, they coordinate with the next 3 months. So these are the ones that are available now. You've got a stitch circle, which is just under 3 inches. I forget, was it 2 7/8 or something inches? And you've got some lovely flower dies that create flowers like this. And then you've got this lovely leaf die, which I love doing autumn themed cards with these types of leaves, but they come in really handy for anything. You can put them with larger flowers, use them as background, so many things. So they're available too, but only for Paper Pumpkin subscribers. It's one of the perks of being a subscriber. We get these exclusive things. Now, this one I haven't printed back to front, actually. I haven't, so when I hold it up, it'll be back to front for you. But I do have an event each month for those that subscribe with me, and I call it my Paper Pumpkin Party. We get together on Zoom, so you can, if you're one of my subscribers, you can join from anywhere around Australia. We get together on Zoom and we create one of each of the cards from the kit according to the instructions. I step you through it. I've already created them, so I step you through each of the cards so that if there's any tips or tricks and things like that, I'm across all of that. So I share that with you as we go. And then I make some alternative projects that I share with you as well. And then I send you the PDF tutorial of those that I've created, as well as a copy of the video if you've missed the event. But I'll hold it up, but you're going to see it back to front. Usually I print them in reverse, so when I hold them up like this, you see them around the right way. But anyway, to join the July one, you need to subscribe by the 10th of July. And the July Paper Pumpkin Party, so any of you who have subscribed through me, write this date down. It's going to be the last Tuesday of the month, and we're going to do the last Tuesday of each month. And for July, that makes it the 28th of July at 7 p.m. So it goes for about 2 hours, or 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on how long we take. And then if we chat afterwards as well. Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. So there we go. So who else have we got on here now? We've got Dimity. Hey, Dimity, how you going? Great to have you here. Lynn's here. Hi, Lynn. Great to have you here. And Robin's here. Hi, Robin. And Jenny's here. Hey, Jenny. Great to have you all here, ladies. Thanks so much for joining me. It's great to have you all here. So that's all about Paper Pumpkin. And about my tutorial bundle. If you missed the information about the tutorial bundle, this is it here. This is the July tutorial bundle. If you're one of my customers and you're spending over $50 on your order after stamp and rewards are applied and before shipping, I will send this out as a thank you gift. And otherwise, you can purchase it for $15, and it includes my little camera flip album, as well as 8 other projects. So I'll just show you that again. Hi, Sarah. Lovely to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Now, the other thing I wanted to let you know, I was going to share with you one of the new kits. Do you want to have a look at one of the new kits? So this is one of the new kits. It comes in a slightly different sized box. This one is from the kits collection. So every month we get either 2 or 3 new kits in the kits collection. And this month, on the 1st of July, we had a mini scrapbook album, which is the one I've got here. And there was also a beautiful card kit, which I don't have yet, but a beautiful card kit as well. So, and there's lots and lots of kits to choose from. So if you haven't checked out the kits collection, definitely go and check those out and have a look at all of the beautiful kits that are available at the moment. So this is the album. It's very cute. So the cover of it is a bit larger. I actually don't know. It's probably 6 by 8 or 6 by 7 or something like that. But the pages inside are 6 by 6. So this is what they look like. So I've put all of mine in there, and you can arrange these any way you like because they all coordinate beautifully. But I like to have matchy pages. So I've coordinated mine so that I have like the double page, so I can sort of do double page spreads if I want to, and they're going to coordinate really well. So these are the pages that come with the album in the kit. So just flick through them a bit quickly so that we don't take up too much time, but I just want to show you all the things. You get a couple of these beautiful acetate sheets that are printed as well. So I chose to put mine on this page so the colours kind of coordinate with the stripes on the other side. And you've got some more pretty florals, some sort of diagonal gingham, which I always love gingham. We're using gingham today, actually. There's another one of those acetate sheets, some daisies, beautiful daisies, and then some sort of 2D daisies on the back as well. So that's all the papers. You get a whole stack of adhesives. You get a big roll of tear and tape. You also get some glue dots and some dimensionals. I think they're mini dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals. So you get adhesives. You do get the instructions as well, but it's loosely choreographed. It's what they call a loosely choreographed kit, this one. So they give you some suggestions, but you can basically do whatever you want with this kit. Like there's a lot of product in here. You'll see when I show you all the bits and pieces, but they do give you some step-by-step instructions for 3 layouts. Okay, so you can kind of see those there. Then on the back, they give you a few more examples of some of the things that you could do. But beyond that, and then on the very back, it just shows you what's in the kit. And that's the front of the little booklet. But beyond that, you can choose how you want to create your kit. So you've got lots and lots of options. So it comes with these beautiful pockets. Now they are double-sided, so you can choose which side you want to use. So it's got they're all scored, so all you need to do is fold them on the score line and adhere them with the tear and tape. And then you've got these 2 as well. So again, you can, I'll probably have the pretty patterned side on the outside and the solid colour on the inside. And then you get a whole heap of letters on these little banners. Sorry, I probably got them up the wrong way. Which way do they go? That way. So you got letters and little banners. You've got, and the sentiments or titles for your album are in English, French and German. So you've got these ones and these ones, and you've got some little numbers as well, which always come in really handy. And these ones. This would also make a fantastic gift because whoever you give it to, like there's already some ideas in there for them, so they don't even need to be super crafty. It would make a great teen gift as well. So then you've got a whole heap of pages of labels and borders and panel pieces. I mean, there's just so many in there. Trying to go through them fairly quickly. You've got some labels and some more panels and stripes or borders. It's really bright and colourful. I love all of the colours. And then you've got all these decorative pieces with flowers and leaves and summery sort of, it's another one, summery sort of feels to them. But of course you can use them for anything. Oh, that one's popping out. He's like, put me on the page already. Some of the pages of the decorative items are duplicate, so that you get 2 of some of them, and then some of them, like this one for instance, there's 2 of those ones, and some of them are just singles. I think this one's a double as well. Yep, that one's a double. And that one, is that one a single or a double? That one's a double as well. Yeah, so there you go. So that's all of the things that you get in the kit. And then if you wanted to, you could add extra embellishments or ribbon if you want to, but you don't really need to because you've got so much already in this kit. So this is called the, let me remember, the Daisy Days kit. Oh, you're probably going to see it back to front. Daisy Days kit. It's just written down here. And it is beautiful. But yes, definitely a fantastic gift. So that's a really good one. And everything they need to create, apart from the photos, everything that they need is in the box because they've already got their adhesives, the album, all the decorative elements. All they need to do is add their photos and maybe some journaling. So maybe a journaling pen. Stampin' Up! Does have journaling pens. Let's see if I can find mine now. It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. And also too, there's white gel pens too. If you wanted white gel pens, they're great for writing on darker colours or adding faux stitching. Anyway, look, I can't find my journaling pen, but it is here somewhere. Oh, is that it there? No, that's not it there. Look under the memory keeping section in the online store if you're looking for journaling pens. That's where you'll find them. Okay, so lots of exciting new things. Oh, hi, Rosemary. How are you? Oh, we've got both the Rosemarys here today. Rosemary Nathan and Rosemary Cattell. Hi, ladies. How are you? Great to have you here. All right. So I'm going to quickly show you some of the other new products that have come out as well. I'll probably do that when we put the camera down on the desk. It'll probably be a bit easier. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll give you a quick sneak peek now. So we've got a whole heap of online exclusive products. This is a PDF that demonstrators can download, but we can actually send you, I can actually send you the copy of this, or the easiest way is to just go to the online store and have a look at what's new in the what's new section, because there's like a whole heap of new products. These ones, because they're in the online exclusives, there's not a catalogue as such. We just get a bit of a flyer for our purposes, really. But we can kind of see there's lots of new things. Oh, and hang on. There's more. We have new, well, they're not called paper snips anymore. They're called detail scissors, but I got them and they're fantastic. There they are. Oops. So these are the new ones. These are the old ones, and they look identical. So, and I've had a go with these ones, and they cut beautifully. So I've just kept them back in the packet because I don't want to use them just yet until my current ones need replacing. And I've still got another packet of a brand new one of the paper snips that I need to use first anyway. So yeah, so these are the new ones, the detail scissors. They are fantastic. If you want the order number, I've got the order number here on the back of the packet. Get your pen ready. They are, the item number is 170902. 170902 detail scissors. So there you go. So they're really awesome. So make sure you check those out too. One of the sweets that I got was the stitched, a stitched season sweet, and it's like patchwork. This is just one of the sheets of paper. I've got, oh look, I'll take them out. I'll give you a quick little flick. I'll see if I can do a quick little flick for you. Wait, which way we go? This way. Okay, ready? It's 2 sheets of each one in the pack. They're 12 by 12. But look at that big one. Wouldn't that be beautiful in a scrapbook layout? That would be gorgeous. My mum would have loved this sweet because she used to do patchwork. And it's Christmas themed, of course. There you go. So that's a beautiful paper. In the suite is also, oh, I've got the stamps and dies. Oh, no, they're here. Amber must have pulled them out for me because I was like, oh, I'm sure I put those away. So it's the stitched stocking stamp set and the coordinating dies, but check out the Christmas stocking. Let's go that way. There we go. Look at that Christmas stocking. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's big. This is my hand. Look how big it is next to my hand. So it goes all the way up to here. It's big. And then you've got all these other detail pieces as well that you can play with. So fun. And then there's beautiful stitched ribbon. That's, what colour is that one? I think it's real red. Yeah, real red ribbon. And then these cute little buttons. Now, we checked these buttons out in my team gathering on the weekend. And they are the size of a small button. They do actually have the holes in them. They are adhesive backed, but if you want to actually if you want to stitch them onto a card to give like the actual stitching, you know, look to them, they do have actual holes in them. So all I did was I got my take your pick tool and I just pierced through the adhesive on the back with, with my take your pick tool, with the pokey pokey tool. And yeah, and that went through, and yeah, so you can even stitch them. And they've got, you probably can't see it on camera, but around the edges, they've got sparkles. A little bit like Wink of Stella, but it's like glitter around the edges of the button. They're really pretty, and they're white and red. So there you go. So that's one of the sweets. One of the other products we're going to be playing with, two of the other products we're going to be playing with today, so I won't show you those just yet. I'll show you them when we get to them. So, yeah, lots. There's so many beautiful things. So check them all out. Okay, last thing I want to tell you about before we get started on our project today is, you may have seen my post yesterday. You may have seen my newsletter last Thursday. But if you didn't, let me just tell you about something. So Stampin' Up! Has a new joining experience. So gone is the old way that we used to join. There is a brand new way that we join now. It's very easy. It's simplified. It's so much better. There's added value, and there may be something special as well. I'm not going to tell you too much about that, but you can see on the flyer. So what happens is when you choose to join, you pay a joining fee of $175. So what you'll do is you'll log in to join. You'll click on the join. It'll ask you to put in your email address, and if you, your email address and your password, and then you'll put in some basic personal details. You'll pay your $175, and then Stampin' Up! Will send you a coupon code for $240. So you're going to get $65 worth of free product, basically, plus maybe something else. And then you can use that coupon code. Then they'll give you, in the email, they'll give you step-by-step instructions. And if you're joining with me here in Australia, I'd love to have you come and join our beautiful crafting community. And I am here as well to help you and step you through step-by-step each step of the way with the whole process. So you're not on your own. You don't have to do it on your own. I'm here to help you. And then you can go and you can place your first demonstrator order, and using that coupon code, you can choose $240 worth of product. But guess what? You can go over that if you want to, if there's extra things. So previously, when anyone joined, you could only go up to $235, and you had to be within $5 of that, but you couldn't go over. And sometimes it was so hard for people to try and stick to just that $235 and try and get it as close to the $235 as you could, so you weren't wasting, the extra. But now you get the coupon code. So all you do is you put whatever you want into your shopping cart, then you apply that $240 coupon code. That's in Australian dollars as well. It'll be different in the different countries. And then if there's any extra, you just pay the extra. So you're not limited to just doing that 240, but you'll get 240 for free. Oh, well, not for free, but that's part of the join because you've paid 175. So, but yeah, your coupon code is for 240. And then anything over and above that, you'll get your demonstrator discount. So your 20% discount that you start on, you'll get on any additional over the $240. You'll also qualify for Stampin' Rewards if it's over the $35 over the 240 coupon. Think of the coupon code as freebies that you're applying to an order. Okay, so you can't double dip on those freebies. So the coupon code doesn't get Stampin' Rewards applied to it because it's basically a coupon, and it doesn't count towards any quarterly minimums. But anything over and above that does. So there's lots and lots of great things. Plus, as I said, maybe something special, extra, which I'm not going to say too much about, but just look at the flyer. And then you'll be part of the Stampin' Up! Community, and you'll be able to get all of your products then at a discount. And yeah. So very, very exciting. So if you would love more information about joining my team, please feel free to get in contact with me. I would love to tell you about my beautiful team and what we do and some of the perks of being part of my team. But I am here to help and support all of my team members and cheer them on, give them creative inspiration. And we've got lots of things that happen in our team. We've got recognition programs, and we've got Stamper of the Month. We have creative challenges, our monthly team gatherings, we craft together, we do all sorts of things together. So it's lots and lots of fun. So come and join us, come and join the fun. And so let me know if you'd like more information about that. I'm going to put all of my links down in the comments now, including my join link is also there too in those links. So feel free to go and check that out. If you want more information, you can click on my link. My join link, and it'll come up to the page that tells you all about joining. And then if you decide that you want to, then you can click on the join link there, the join button there on that page. Okay. So my link doesn't automatically join you up. Okay. It just takes you through to the page that tells you all the information. And from there, you can then make your decision and join. Okay. So let me grab, where are we now? It's right down here. There we go. All my links. I've also got on my links all my upcoming events. So you can have a look at those that are coming up as well. There we go. My July classes are closed now, and I haven't advertised yet my August class. Because we've got something exciting happening in August. Well, late August, early September, which I haven't announced publicly yet, but if you have received my newsletter, you will already know. But I'm going to be a nanny, and I wasn't allowed to say anything until now, so I'm so excited. So yes, our son and his wife are having a baby. It is the first baby on both sides of the family. So this is the first grandchild, first nephew. And yes, it's a little boy. So we are so, so excited. And I've been bursting at the seams to tell everyone. I've been able to tell some of my class ladies in person, but I wasn't allowed to put it on social media until now. So I'm excited to share with you all that, yes, I'm going to be a nanny, and couldn't be more excited. So last weekend we had the baby shower, and that was beautiful. That was the family baby shower. So we had we invited the extended families as well on both sides, and had a really lovely celebration. And I was able to spoil my baby already, and he's not even here yet. So I can't wait. Oh, can't wait. So yeah, late August, early September, he's due. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Kay. Thank you. Yeah, very, very excited. Yeah, it's just such a special time, and it's been, we actually found out on Christmas Day. So we found out very, very early. Yeah, on Christmas Day we found out, and so I've been having to hold it in all this time. It's been so hard, and a few times I've nearly let it slip too, and I'm like, oh, don't say it. So, but yeah, now I can talk about it, so it's all good. Yeah, so that's been happening. So in the background, you might have noticed that some of my posts have been a little bit here and there, and I've missed a few days and things like that. Missed a couple of Facebook Lives as well here and there. We've had a lot going on. So we've been preparing, of course, my daughter Amber and I were in charge of decorating for the baby shower. So we've been sourcing all sorts of things, making things. We made a beautiful bunting, of course, out of Stampin' Up! Products. We used the party banner dies, and I used a die set that it's on Last Chance, actually. It was, I don't know, it might have sold out now. It's the little onesie, what's it called? It's just called little onesie dies, which are really, really cute. And we were making gift tags for the hampers, because the girls and I each did a hamper. Yeah, so yeah, it's been lots of fun. But anyway, There we go. So that's been happening. All right, well, let's get on to some crafting, hey? That's what you all came here for. So let's get on to that. I'll move all of this over out of the way. Okay, right. Now, the other thing I was going to let you know about, this is what we're playing with today. So we are playing with the July product of the month. It's this beautiful stamp set called Begonia Belle. And it's a 2-step stamp set, and it's also distinctive. So you've got lots of light and shade in there. It's lots and lots of fun, and it's got some beautiful sentiments as well. And there's a bit of texture in there as well. So we're going to be creating with that one today. And this one is only $9 when you place a $125 order. So it's Australian dollars I'm talking in. So if you're watching from another country, it'll be different in your country. But this is in Australian dollars. So yeah, only $9 for this stamp set, and it's beautiful. Look at this. These two cards are lovely too. So pretty. So we're going to play with that today. And I'm actually using some in colors, the 2026 to 2028 in colors. I'm looking at the colors on this card here actually, and I'm thinking I really love these colors too. So I think I'm going to have to play with it a bit more and create. I just want to case this one as well because it's really pretty too. But I've only started playing with the stamp set today. So it's my first play with it. But I've already got an idea of where we're heading today. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do it in good time. Okay, let's put the camera down onto the desk. I've been talking for so long. If you've got exciting news to share or happy news to share, feel free to share it with us as well. We'd love to hear about it. Chat with me in the comments. Look, I've gone all dark all of a sudden because I've taken see the difference when I don't have the lights on my face. Keep chatting as we craft along with me, or sit back and relax, whatever you'd like to do. Go and make yourself a cuppa if you haven't already got one, and we'll have some fun together. All right, I'm going to cover up the camera while I transition down to the desk, and we'll get started. Here we go. I feel like I had 2 weeks worth of news to share with you today because I missed last week. Okay, just do this up nice and tight and hope that it doesn't drop today. It dropped on me last. Actually, I haven't got that in the right position. Hang on a sec. Get that up a bit higher so that it holds it a bit better. I think I'm going to have to buy some new clamps because I feel like these clamps aren't clamping very well anymore. They just don't seem to be holding my camera as tight as they used to. All right, let's do a flip. There we go. And we'll zoom in. All right. Just pop the stamp set there so I can see how much room we have. Oh, I need to move my... Sorry, I'm going to have to bump the camera for a minute while I just move my stand across. Just got it lined up a bit wrong. Here we go. That's our middle. Move that up a bit. There we go. Can we fit that in? No, we can't. So let's zoom back out a little bit. Whoops. I'll go to there. We can move that up. All right. Hopefully that'll be all good. We can rezoom again if we need to. Okay. Now, let's get this right. Have you all got your cuppas today? Oh, by the way, also too, I had my birthday last week. And I got some beautiful gifts from my family. Including some new T2, some more, well, not new, but more T2, because I had run out of some of my T2 teas, and I got some lovely new teas as well. So always love my T2 tea, but I don't have that today. Actually, I've got chai latte, so I'm not drinking my T2 at the moment. Oh, and it's a perfect temperature right now too, which is awesome. Today here in Sydney, well, in Western Sydney anyway, not sure about what it's like in the city, it is cold and miserable, cold and rainy. We had to go out this morning and it was 15 degrees, felt like 12 degrees apparently according to the app, the weather app. So yeah, so cold. Great day to be at home and crafting. Oh, thank you, Kay. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was, had a lovely celebration last weekend. Oh, it was a big weekend. We had the baby shower and we had my birthday dinner celebration as well. We had a lovely baked dinner with the family, so that was really lovely. So this is the stamp set. Look how beautiful this flower is. So you've got this large flower. This is the second step of the stamping for it. You've got this beautiful big leaf. Then you've got some little flower buds down here as well, a smaller leaf, and then this leaf coordinates with these two, so I'll show you that. Some texture, and then we've got best wishes, you are my sunshine, thank you for everything you do, and sending lots of happiness your way. So they are great sentiments to use for lots of different things, and for $9, like, that is a bargain of a stamp set, I reckon. So that's the one we're playing with. I've already put the stamps on the blocks, except for the sentiment, because I hadn't decided which one we were going to use yet. I kind of think I know, but it might change. All right, we're also going to be using the beautifully celebrated dies. Now, I think Amber said these ones, because she checked for me today. I think she said these ones are on last chance, but perhaps, was I right in that? You know what? I don't even have the website opened yet today. I haven't even opened it, but let's open it and have a look. Beautifully celebrated. B-E-A-U-T. Do you ever have those words where you have to spell them out loud as you're typing them or writing them to make sure you get them right? Yeah, me too. Okay, so the bundle is on last chance because the stamp set is on last chance, but the dies are actually not on last chance, so they're keeping them for a little while longer, which is great. And these ones are fantastic because you've got all these different sized frames, then you've got some beautiful corner detail, and you've got some leaves and some foliage. These two ones here, they do coordinate with the stamp set. But you could, especially with the leaf, you could actually still use that as it is too, and just add some inking detail or, you know, something to it. But yeah, love this one. So we're going to use that one. I was going to show you quickly a few of the other new products. I was going to use these ones. These are a new die set as well, the Scalloped Blooms dies. They do have a stamp set that they loosely coordinate with, but yeah, these kind of, in my mind, these are really standalone dies. I changed my mind from those because they weren't going to fit the floral bloom that I had created or that I was designing. So I kept them out, though, just to show you, but they're really lovely. Look for those ones. And we're going to be using some of the new Gingham paper. This just came out with the online exclusives for July as well. And this is in the in colours, the 2026 to 2028, and it's called 2026 to 2028 in colour Gingham Gallery. And they're 12 by 12 sheets. So we're using the green today, but in each colour you've got the two different designs. And, of course, they're double-sided, so you've got one design on one side and one on the other. So you get two pieces of each in the Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue, Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, and the Golden Glow. So, yeah, and you get those two designs in all of them. So that's what we're using today. And as well as that, we're going to be adding in these beautiful, oh my goodness, I was so excited when I saw these. These are the Gilded Wings Accents. You get a big 12 by 12 sheet of these gorgeous pre-die cut butterflies. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've punched some out to show you anyway, but we're going to use some of these on the card today to embellish. And there's just so many butterflies on this. I'd love to know how many butterflies are actually hit on this page. I should have counted them all. There's got to be, I don't even know. So many. Anyway, but you can kind of see them there, and they just punch out really easily. Now they are, I'll just give you one tip. They are a little bit delicate. The gold is on like white cardstock, and as you can see on the back, they're all laser cut. The gold is very delicate. It's almost like gilding. Well, I think that's what they're called, isn't it? Gilded wings. So it is actually gilding. If you've ever worked with gilded leaf, that's what it's like. It's very, very fine and delicate on top of the white cardstock. So when you're punching them out, it's really important to punch them out really gently. And I think I worked out they pop out better if you punch them from behind and push forward. So out through the gold, not out through the white on the back. Okay. So, but with any gilding, like it's quite flaky, so you've got to handle it really gently. Okay. So just so you know that. If you've ever has anyone worked with gilded leafing before? Let me know in the comments if you've worked with gilded leafing. Oh, it's beautiful. Stampin' Up! Used to have it, actually. I've still got the gilded leafing that they used to have. And I had worked with it previous to that as well. Oh, you just did a rough count of the butterflies, Amber? Around 80 butterflies. Oh, my goodness. That's so many. I thought it would be close to 100, actually. I was nearly going to say close to 100, but I thought, I don't want to overestimate. But there you go. So this one has got all the little bits. Now, this is the other thing. Some of these butterflies have got a lot of detail in the wings, and you've got to punch all of those out. But here's one I prepared earlier to save time. Here we go. So there you go. So it comes like that, and then you pop all the little bits out and you get that. And each of the large butterflies has a coordinating solid butterfly as well. There's two different shapes of the big butterflies, and I think this is the other one. Yep. So that's the other one, and that's another one of the same, of that one. So you can see the two different butterflies, and then you've got all these little ones that are in different sizes as well. So we'll probably be using the small ones today. And a great thing that you can do with these too is if you gently bend up their wings and just put adhesive behind their body, so you can use them just on their own like that, or you can place them on top of their silhouette and have them look like they are fluttering like that. I've seen people use them like that. So that is stuck down flat on the card, and then this part has the wings bent up, and they look fantastic like that too. And it just gives them more of the gold coming through behind the wings, so you don't lose that gold detail. Depends on how busy your card is, really. But anyway, yeah, so there you go. So that's another one of the new products. So lots of cool stuff, hey? All right, let's get crafting. Oh, lots of talking today. Lots to tell you. So much is happening. Oh, now I've got my camera flipped over. You can see my blog and my website there as well. So if you want to go and get some creative inspiration, you can go to both of those. On both of those also too is the join link. So if you wanted to go through and have a look at the joining information, you'll find that at the top of both of those pages as well. Okay. Dimity said sorry that she missed my birthday. That's okay. I kept it pretty much on the down low, actually, so I didn't make any grand announcements about it, but yeah. So that's probably why you missed it, because I didn't make a big hoo-ha about it this time. Well, not that I ever make a big hoo-ha. Well, sometimes I announce that it's my birthday, but I thought, no, I'll just keep it on the down low this time. Right, what are we doing? We are cutting a card base. Well, in fact, I've already cut it. It's just going to be a plain basic white card base. So I've taken a piece of something on there. Let's put that on the back. I've taken a piece of A4 cardstock, just cut it in half at 14.85 centimeters. And now I'm going to put it in my trimmer on the long side, and I'm going to score that at 10.5. There we go. And then I'm going to use the edges here at the side and at the top. Just pop it there in the corner to help me get that nice and straight, because even though we score them, sometimes when we go to fold our card bases, they still go wonky, even though we've got the score line in them. The score line does help though. And then take my bone folder and burnish. Be careful of your cutting blade here when you do that too. I usually move it all the way to the bottom so I don't cut myself. All right, so that is our card base. Now with our DSP, we're actually doing a full card base, a full card front with it this time. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Oh, actually, if I do that, yeah, that's right. I'm just going to cut this in half to create a 6 by 12 inch piece. That's usually how I like to cut my DSP, is in half to create that size. And then I can take this piece and cut this one down. So I'm going to cut this down to 10.5. And the reason I'm doing a full card front today is because that die that I'm using today, I'm using the largest frame die. That is going to basically fill almost all of the card front. Okay, so we need a full card front of designer series paper. And then I'm going to cut this piece to 14.85. So just cutting a little smidge off the end. Now if I had a slightly wider piece, I would probably keep that to decorate the inside, but I'm not going to use that little tiny piece, so I'm going to chuck that one out. All right, and then we're going to have our full card front piece. Now I don't often do an edge to edge card front piece. Sometimes I do, but not super often. But today's card warrants it because we are using such a large die. Okay, so what I have done some of these steps ahead of time. All right, so we'll just pop those to the side. I took the largest frame die from the Beautifully Celebrated. So there are, how many frames do we have? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 different sizes in this one. And this is one of the ones that I've used a fair bit. I think it needs to go onto a magnetic sheet because they keep coming off the adhesive there. You know what? I should probably add extra adhesive. How do I do that? I'll use my Stampin' Seal and I'll add an extra little bit of adhesive here for that big one to stick onto, as it keeps on wanting to come off. Oh, I didn't even put that in the right spot. Oops. Let's see, did that work? I might need to do like another whole strip behind all of them, but that means taking them all off. That's right. I'll just fix it up later. So anyway, we're taking the largest one, okay? So the largest die from that one. And I went ahead and I did that part earlier just to save an extra step. And I've cut that from a piece of A4 cardstock. Now I will have all of the measurements, sorry, not A4 cardstock, card front size piece of crumb cake cardstock is what I meant to say. Sorry, my brain is going faster than my mouth right now. Sometimes it's the other way around. But I've gone ahead and done that ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. But you can see how that's going to almost fill the front of that card. Okay. So that's the first step. Then what we're going to do is get some, so I'll pop those dies away. That just makes that step a little bit quicker. just had a thought actually. Oh, I didn't do that up properly. You could, if you wanted to, use the greenery or the foliage from this die set and include that with, combine that, I should say, with the Begonia Belle stamp set. If you wanted to add extra foliage and greenery to just sort of fill it out a little bit. But anyway, we're going to keep it basic, but that just came to me just then. I'm like, oh, actually, but I've already got an idea in my head. Okay, so I'm going to grab a sponge door bar to use with my crumb cake ink. It's that one there. And I'm actually just thinking, I was wondering about, ooh, it might work. I was wanting to do a little bit of distressing on this card. I'm wondering about distressing this layer, but this die does come very close to the edges of that. So if I scissor distress that, might work. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go and see. I thought today I haven't done any, I haven't been doing a lot of distressed projects lately, and rustic and vintage are really my preferred styles, but I actually haven't been doing any lately. I've been doing more basic styles lately and just playing with different things, different techniques, and just doing more sort of, you know, I have done a few, when I've been creating for classes, I've done a few fun folds and things like that, and for the tutorial bundles we've been doing a few fun folds, but yeah, haven't actually done a rustic card for a while, so I think it's time. So let's incorporate a little bit of rusticness to this card. And I just had another idea too. The ideas are flowing now, because when I started, I sat down with this this stamp set and thought, oh, okay, what are we going to do with this one? And I sort of had a little, I didn't have a panic, but I sort of had a little moment of, you know what, I can't actually think of what I want to do. And I was like, oh no, hopefully I'm not losing my mojo. But now that I've gotten started and I started with some basic ideas, now the ideas are starting to float. Do you get that too sometimes? I think too, we've had so much going on as well lately. Also too, my daughter in Queensland has been very unwell. So we've been dealing a lot with that too. And she's been having to have a lot of tests and been having to do a lot of medical research and stuff to try and understand all the terminology and the different things that they've been finding. And yeah, looking up specialists and all sorts of things. So it's been quite a stressful time. So even though we've had, I'll leave that out actually, even though we've had happy times with the baby, we've had other stuff not so happy going on in the background too. So yes, it's been a very, very emotional, busy emotional time. I think this is my crumb cake one. It's gone kind of green. Yeah, that is, oh, I'm pretty sure, is it? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll use this one. It's the brown one. We'll use that. I'll just get some of that brown ink off. I don't know what I've used that one for. Anyway. Yes. So, oh. So just get some of this brown ink off this first, off this brush. So I want to use it with my crumb cake. I don't want a different brown coming out. So I'll just rub some of that off. Gee, there's a lot of ink in this actually. Oh, no worries, Kay. Enjoy your time with your family. We'll see you again next time. Thanks for joining us. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of crumb cake and I'm just going to add a little bit in the center, just to add a little bit of something extra to this cardstock. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to take it out a little bit from the center because the flowers are going to be in the center. So really, you probably won't really see it in the center. So let's just take it out to the edges a little bit. Now, I don't want it to be too heavy. I just want it to kind of be there, just to be a little bit contrasting with the actual cardstock. So we'll not take it all the way to the edges. I don't know if you can see the difference there. Can you see here at the edges where I haven't inked it? And then you can see it just sort of kind of grunges it up a little bit, just gives it a little bit of extra detail, and you can definitely see the edges of the where I've daubed it. All right, so that was crumb cake. Okay, now I'm going to do some scissor distressing around this one, and the scissor distressing is a little bit messy, so you want to have some scrap paper or something like that underneath you. In fact, I might grab a bigger one. Oh, let's see. I'll use this one. This is a bigger one. This one, this piece was the one that my daughter was using to create the tag for her hamper. And you can see what she used. That's my marine biologist daughter. As you can tell, she's been using sea-themed stamps. That's actually a retired set that I had in my stash. But yes, of course, she had to have everything sea-themed for the baby. So we'll use this one just to catch all those fibres. As you do this, you're going to get lots of fibres. Just a tip when you're doing scissor distressing. Now, some people do have a distressing tool. They are fantastic if you have one. Stampin' Up! Used to have one years ago, but they don't currently have one. But scissors work really well. Just be very careful. The blades on these little scissors are very, very sharp. But if you hold your scissors with the blades open, hold them in the center like that, that will keep the blades open, and it also keeps your fingers away from the sharp blade. Okay, and as you can see, I'm moving my hand along, moving this hand that I'm holding the paper along so that I'm supporting the paper behind as I'm scissor distressing, so that the paper doesn't all bend and tear. And I mean, if it tears a little bit, that's okay. That's great. It adds to the look, but we don't want it to, we don't want any giant tears, and we don't want it to be bending and getting creased and stuff too. So do a little bit, then move along. I'll move my hand up to the top now. Obviously, as you can see, I'm scissor distressing away from my other hand, not towards it. But can you see all the fibres falling on my desk? When you get to the corners, it can be a little bit tricky. So just go carefully at the corners. And when you get to the sides, you can go crazy. And you usually will find one edge or two common parallel edges will distress more easily than two others, and it depends on which way the fibres are in the paper. But sometimes you'll feel that as you're doing it, you're like, oh, this side's a bit easier to distress, and then you'll feel more sort of resistance on the other side. It really just does depend on the fibres in the paper. All right, so you can do this with cardstock as well. Just going to do this corner a little bit more. And then I like to run my fingers along just to get rid of any of those loose fibres. And with the corners, I like to scrunch them up a little bit just to give them a little bit of interest. And so that they're not too sort of, you know, squared off when you've got all that other distressing. So we'll do a little bit of that. Just manipulate them to make them nice and soft so that they've got a little bit of curled up detail. Now, who's crafting along with me today? Is anyone else crafting on their own projects? Let me know in the comments. And has anybody else bought this stamp set yet? Has anyone else got the Begonia Belle stamp set? Let me know in the comments if you've got it or if it's on your wish list. There we go. All right. So that's great. Good. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit more here, actually. I feel like that's a little bit flat compared to the rest. There we go. Great. Oh, Rosemary's got it. Rosemary Cattell. Oh, you got in your order today. Fantastic. Hi, Rosalind. How you going? All right, so then we get all these little fibres. So they're going to go in the bin. That's why you need a good sized piece of paper underneath you when you're doing this technique, because it's very messy. Okay. All right, let's have a look now. Now we've got a white card base, which is great because that means that, so we've kind of got the lighter colour in here, which will coordinate with the white, and we've got the white edges along the distressed edges. Now, if you wanted to, you could add extra ink around the edges of that. I'm just deciding, will I do that or will I leave it white? What do I want to do? Let's see, I do want to bend up these edges just a little bit. I'm going to just give them a little tweak. Oh, you're getting ready for your crafting on Wednesday, Rosalind. Fantastic. Great. Hey, Martha, how are you? Lovely to have you here. All right, so I'm just rolling them, just kind of rolling them in a little bit. Just to give them a little bit more oomph, a little bit more of a distressed look about them. Oh, I just got another idea. Okay, so now the ideas are flowing. Love it. Okay, great. All right, and that's going down on the white. So what we can do, we can just add some soft, let me get pecan pie. So it's going to be in my cool colors. Now, do I have a pecan pie one yet? I think I did make up new ones for the, did I? I thought I made up new ones for the new colors. Did I? I can't find them now. Peaceful Pine, that comes in where? That comes in Under Garden Green. So it might be up here. Or maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I don't seem to have, I have them all labelled with all the different colours. It should be there, but it's not. Huh. Okay, maybe I didn't. In colour daubers are on the desk. Oh, on the other desk. Thanks, Amber. I thought I had some somewhere, and then I thought, am I going crazy? Let me grab them. On the other desk. Oh, there they are. Found them. That's right, because we were using them the other week, weren't we? All right. So I'm going to take my Peaceful Pine. Who's loving these new magnetic ink pads? They are amazing. They are so cool. I'm going to take my Peaceful Pine ink and I'm actually going to run it around the edge of the front of my card base. Adding a little bit more ink distressing. Yes, we are getting onto the stamping. Once we do this bit, we're going to get onto the stamping. So never fear, I haven't forgotten. Just laying down all the foundations first. Now, because this is more sort of rustic, you can kind of go however you like. Like, it doesn't have to be really neat. You can have it a bit sort of more messy. When you're daubering, depending on the amount of ink that you want on your card, will depend on the angle that you hold your sponge dauber. I like to kind of hold it sort of at that angle. So what is that, about 45 degrees-ish. What you don't want is you don't want to hold it directly straight down like that, because if you do it straight down like that, you'll actually get blobs of ink, okay? You'll actually get the circular look from the dauber. So yeah, it's better to have it at more of a 45-degree angle. There we go. All righty. So that will do for now. And then we're going to put that on there. Yeah, love it. Okay, so let's glue that on now. Then we can get to our stamping. Come on, glue. Hoping to use this one, but let's go to one of the other ones that's already upside down. And hope that the glue's already at the tip. Yeah, there we go. Good. Anybody else here love rustic designs? Do you love distressing your projects? Or are you more of a clean design person? What do you like? Let me know in the comments what you like. Do you like clean designs, or do you like a little bit of rustic distressing? There we go. Let's curl those edges a little bit more. Just want to curl those in just a little bit so we can see that ink on the card base around the edges there. Yep, good. All right, let's get to some of our stamping. All right, so that's the base. You like both, Martha? Fantastic. That's great. It's good to have variety, isn't it? Versatility, and yeah, keeps it interesting, doesn't it? Okay. Now let's grab some. We'll pop this over to the side, and we've got our other piece that we've already created as well. So that's going to fit just in there. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to adhere that yet though. All right. So now for the stamps, I've got them all. Hang on, I just popped that up there out of the way. We're going to be using Peaceful Pine, Crisp Cantaloupe, and Golden Glow. So these are 3 of the in colours. The other 2 in colours we're not using today, but this is them here, Hydrangea Hue and Barely Blush. And I love that these ink pads just all stack up so beautifully together. Look at that, all magnetic, and yeah, just makes it so lovely to have them on your desk, and they all sit really nice. Okay, so we're going to start with the flowers. We're having 2 different colour flowers. I'm going to show you how to stamp these ones. So because it's 2-step, what we normally do is with the detail of a stamp that is 2-step, we do the detail in the darker colour, and then for the more solid colour, or the colour fill stamp I like to call it, we use the lighter colour. So we'll stamp off and we'll use a 2nd generation of ink. Okay, same with the leaf. The detail is going to be 1st generation, and the solid colour fill stamp is going to be 2nd generation. I'll show you what I mean if you haven't seen 1st and 2nd generation stamping before. So you need a scrap piece of paper. I've got our 2 stamps here. Now basically, when you look at the stamp case, this is your first one, this is your second one, this is your first one, this is your second one, okay? Now with the leaf, I did have to play around a little bit with those first to work out, when I looked at the actual leaf, which one was which. So I worked it out, did a couple of practice stampings, worked out which was which, and then I wrote on, I'll put them around the right way, I wrote with a Sharpie on the back of the stamp, number 1 and number 2. So I knew that was the first one, that was the second one. So first generation, second generation, that's how we're going to stamp them. Okay, so basically it's that one and then, oops, that one. Okay, but when you look at the actual stamp, I was like, wait, which one is which? And you'll notice too that the stamps themselves are actually larger than the images you see on the stamp case. With the flowers, it's much easier to work out which one's which because you've got this little, I'll show you when we stamp it actually. All right, let's go. All right, crisp cantaloupe first. All right. Now with these new ink pads, because they are a felt ink pad, they are much firmer than our foam stamp pads like the crumb cake I just used. So you use them a little bit differently, okay? It's a bit of a different stamping experience. So what you do is you rub, okay? That gives you a bit of a coverage of ink, and then you tap, which gives you a more even coverage so that you don't have streaks, okay? And then we're just going to stamp that down. Now, if you're finding with any of your stamps that you're not getting a really good finished stamped image, what you can do is grab a Stamp and Pierce mat. Grab a Stamp and Pierce mat and pop that under your cardstock, and that gives you a little bit more give because the photopolymer stamps don't have any give in them. They're very rigid. So this gives you a little bit more give and gives you a little bit more of cushioning underneath your stamps, and you might find you'll get a better stamped image that way. So, but it does depend on the stamp. The more solid your stamped image is, the more you're going to need like a Stamp and Pierce mat. Okay, the ones that are a bit finer are usually okay. All right, so give that a clean, dry it off on your paper. Very important, the drying process, dabbing that on your paper, because if you leave the water on there and then you go straight to your ink pad, you're putting that water into your ink pad and diluting your ink. All right, now I've got to work out which way this goes. Okay, so this one, I don't know if you can see, you might see it more when I ink it up. So rub, tap. Another tip is once you ink up your photopolymer stamps, especially with these felt pads, once you've inked them up, don't stand there and just hold your stamp for ages and have a chat and, you know, pause or go do something else and then come back and then automatically go to stamp it, because what you'll find is the ink will start to pool and bead on your stamp. Okay, so it's important to stamp as quickly as you can once you've inked it up. Now for this one, you'll notice we've got a little cutout bit here. That lines up with this leaf here, okay, at the top of the flower, which is the direction that you see it on the stamp case. Okay, so I've stamped it that way. And then this one, you've got that little cutout area there. That lines up with this part of the petal, not the leaf, the petal. All right, here we go. So we're going to stamp off though, because we want this to be lighter color. So line that up, line up the center. Also look at this little bit down here. It sort of juts out a little bit down here. Make sure that's lined up. Press, and then there you go. You've got your two-step stamped image. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so we're going to do another one of those, this time in the Golden Glow. Okay, dry. I washed my chamois today before we went live because I'll leave that open because we're going to use that again in a minute with one of the other stamps. Yeah, because I opened up my stamp case and thought, oh, that's smelling a bit musty. That needs a wash. So I gave it a nice wash in some soapy water and then gave it a good rinse out, and now it smells all nice and clean again. All right, same again. First generation. Give it a clean. You definitely need the two stamps stamped in together, unless you're going to come in and colour this. maybe with a water painter or with a Stampin', a blender pen, or maybe Stampin' Blends. Not sure how it would look with the Stampin' Blends, but you could give it a go and try. All right, rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Stamp off very quickly on your scrap paper. Line that up. There we go. All right. Now, if it doesn't line up exactly, don't panic too much. I think the style of the stamp you kind of get away with. The first ones I did weren't lined up exactly either. And I sort of thought, you know what, they're still usable. So don't worry too much about that. All right, dry that one off. Fantastic. All right, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping with both of those two. So I'm going to leave them open up here. And then, actually I've got a bit of ink on my table. You know what? Because I like to put my lids, that way under my ink pad. Amber actually said to me today, Mum, do you check that there's no ink on there first before you put them down? And I said, well, there shouldn't be because there's a ridge there. But guess what? I just saw a little bit of ink there and thought, I should have checked. There is a little bit of ink just on the edge there. So I did get ink on my desk. So now she'll be sitting up there in her room saying, told you so. All right. And now we're going to use the Peaceful Pine. Let's check. Looks all right. I mean, you can leave them just like that. You can take the lid completely off. I like leaving them attached. But yeah. All right, now with the leaf, we've got the two leafy parts, and remember I've got 1 and 2. So let's rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Oh, I might need an extra piece actually because we're going to need, how many leaves do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 large leaves. You know what? I'm going to grab another piece to do our leaves because we're going to do some other flowers on that one. All right, so 1. I'm going to do these ones all first, and then I'll come back in with the second generation. These are all first generation, which just means we are using the ink straight from the ink pad. We're not stamping off first. Okay, so we've got the 4 large ones. That's the first stamping, and then we have to add the second step. Dry that one off. All right, now this time we've got to remember to stamp off. So rub, 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 tap, 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 stamp off on your scrap, and then you can easily see through it to line up with the first image that you stamped, and then you get the beautiful detail. Okay, stamp off. And when you're stamping off, you only stamp off really quickly onto scrap paper. Okay, you don't need to hold it there for a long time when you're stamping off. So rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Quick stamp off on scrap paper. And then when you go to your image, just hold it there for a moment, let the ink transfer. Okay, last one. Now, if you didn't stamp off before stamping that colour onto this one, you'd end up with a big blobby mess, and you'd lose all of that vein detail in your leaf. Okay, so it is important to do the stamping off part. Very easy to do. Okay, we'll dry that one. There we go. All right, so now we've got this little leaf here that's got 2 little stems, and these 2 little flower buds, they are on one stamp and they match up with these little stems. So I'll show you that. Flower stem first. So again, rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Oh, didn't get enough ink. Let's do that again. Yeah, and we want 1. How many of these do we want? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2, 3. Okay. Dry that off. All right, so I'll put that green one away now. And we'll do the Golden Glow. Oh, now, actually, I'm just thinking, did I Oh, I had a couple. I'll bring that one back in because I used a couple that were stamped off, actually, and a couple that were full strength. So I will come back in, make sure that's dry. So do a quick stamp off. Quick stamp. Oh, wait, that one didn't have enough ink on it. Quick stamp off, and we'll do one up here. Hopefully that will fit. Yep, okay, that's good. I think there's just the 2 that I needed that were stamped off. All right. Okay, now we're done with the green. All right, let's go with the Golden Glow. I've got my little flower bud stamps, and they are going to line up with these little stems that are sticking up the side here. I'll just move these flowers over to there. All right, I'm going to do one of these. Actually, I'm going to do this one stamped off. Oh, didn't get enough ink on my little round one. There we go. So stamp off, and I'm going to stamp that on one of the stamped off stems. And you can just see enough through the stamp to be able to line that up with the stems. And then I'll do a full strength one down here. There we go. She didn't stamp that one very well. Let's do another one. That's better. There we go. All right. Now give that a clean because we're going to use that again. Make sure we got all of that darker colour ink off. So we're going to now go into the lighter colour. Usually I do the lighter colour then the darker colour, but I didn't really think that through. That's okay. All right. And then rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. We'll do a darker one. Hang on, I think I didn't dry that properly. Let's try again. Now, this one. Yep. And then we'll do a stamped off one. Okay, so we've got a full strength one, a stamped off one, a full strength one, a stamped off one. Okay, so what I'm going to, now you can use whichever ones you want. Oh, I forgot there was, no, that's right. That's right. Okay, I'll give that one a clean. I was thinking originally when I was designing this, I used the other little leaf stamp, and then I changed it to using these ones, and I was thinking, wait, which ones did I end up using? No, that's the correct ones. Okay, so then what I did from there was I fussy cut all of these, but don't be worried because they are not really difficult to fussy cut. Now, I know that some of you don't like fussy cutting, but these are, because they're of the shape of them, they're really not a difficult one to fussy cut. I just left a little bit of a white border around the edges. I didn't cut all the way to the flower, just showing you with this one. The little ones are probably a little bit more fiddly to fussy cut, but I didn't find them difficult at all. You'll notice when I'm fussy cutting, I'm holding my scissors in the same place. All I'm doing is opening and closing the blades of the scissors but I'm manipulating the cardstock with my left hand or my non-dominant hand. So it's the one doing all the work. All I'm doing with the scissor hand is just opening and closing the blades of the scissors. There you go. So that's done. I'm not going to cut all the other ones out because guess what? I prepared some earlier. So you don't need to sit and watch me fussy cut all of those today. This one's a really easy shape to cut out. These ones are a little bit more intricate, but not too difficult. Okay. A lot of people, they find they get, if they're not using that technique that I just showed you, if they're doing this when they're cutting, that's a lot of arm work and a lot of wrist work, and that is tiring to do it that way, and it's stressful on your wrist and your hands and your fingers and your arms. But if you do it where you're just holding the scissors like that, open, close, and you're turning the paper with your other hand, that is so much easier on you to do it that way. Okay? Some little tips there for you. All right. And here's the ones I prepared earlier. And they say that on the ads, but wait, here's the ones I prepared earlier. I had some extra bits and pieces too that I put in a different packet. So I was playing around with a few different ideas and the different ones, and I fussy cut some of the extra ones and the extra single leaves in there as well. There's one there. They're really nice little leaves, those ones. Yeah, but we won't probably need them because I've got all of the bits here already cut. Okay. So this is how I was laying them out. Now I haven't stuck that yet, but I will. But I want to just double check everything first because I also want to check about ribbon. Okay. So this flower I had going this way. This flower I had going up this way. So they're kind of facing opposites. Okay, so something sort of like that. This one's down a little bit lower. This leaf in here. This leaf up here. This one over here. And this one in the middle, tucked under here. Oh, no, this way. That's right. Like so. Okay. And then we fill in with these little ones. So I've got this one and this one. They're the stamped off, so the second generation ones. So I'm going to put this one up here. Like that. This one's going to go down here, just under there, like that. And then this one is a full strength, so first generation, and it's going in, oops, down here, like that. Okay, so it's going to go like that. We're going to lift it all up. But before I do that, I wanted to check about the ribbon and the butterflies. I think I want to use this ribbon because I was going to use the gold butterflies. But I also did have some Crisp Cantaloupe and some Golden Glow ribbon. And I had my linen thread and the Baker's Twine Essential Pack as well as options in case I was unsure. But then the more I thought about it, I thought, no, I really want to use the gold because I want to use some of these gold butterflies. All right, now let's see. These ones I've already punched out. Let's see what we have. We've got a couple of large ones. That one's not prepared yet. We've got a whole heap of little ones and tiny ones. Teeny tiny ones and these little ones. Ooh. And then we've got some medium-sized ones. It's another medium-sized one. Let's bring all the little teeny tiny ones down here. And then that's another one of that. And that's another one. Oh no, that's that one. That goes with that one. And then there's another one of that size. Oh, they're two different sizes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes of the little tiny ones. So now I don't know if these big ones will be too big for the butterfly. Oh, do you know what? Oh, they might actually work. They might actually work. I was thinking that was going to be too big, but guess what? I think that looks really nice. And let's see this one. Oh, I think I like this one. I feel like this one's got more of the shape of the flowers kind of thing. And then if we did the ribbon, this is all I've got left of this ribbon. I'm not even sure if this ribbon is still available. Oh, no, I haven't. Look, I've got more on the roll. I thought this was all I had, but that was an extra piece. No, I've got more. Okay, good, good. Good to know, good to know. I think we're just going to be able to do a bow. Let's try a bow. Hang on, that's going to have long ends. Let's do that again. This ribbon actually ties really nicely. There we go. And I think we could probably put a bow somewhere. Somewhere over here. We need a sentiment still. Let's just create this bow and then we'll do our sentiment and then we'll decide on where we're going to put the bow and the butterfly. Oh, I didn't cut that right. Hang on. Let's get that fixed up. That's better. Beautiful. All right. Cool. Gold striped mesh ribbon is still available. Oh, thanks, Amber. Thanks for checking. Awesome. Okay. And then we could use some of these other little butterflies as well to embellish. Okay. So, all right, we'll put away these big ones. Now, do we want the big gold? I don't think we want the big gold underneath because we're going to lose the detail of the flower. We want to still see that flower. So I think that's decided. We'll put all of those ones away and then these little ones, I'm just going to move over to the side. That's the next size down. And that's the next size down. And then these are all the same size. And then these ones are all the same size. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Let's now stick all of this down. Now I'm thinking I might mount that up and then I might mount those up too. Okay. All right. So that's what it's going to look like. We are going to let me think here. Yeah, okay. You know what? What I might do is construct this first because I've got this almost constructed and then I'm going to adhere it to the base. That will be a better idea because I've got everything laid out. I want it kind of to stay where it is. Okay, so let's grab some glue. I'm going to pop some glue. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't shape any of that. I need to shape this because otherwise it's going to be very, very flat. So just give a little bit of shape to that leaf and this leaf and that flower. So just shaping a little bit with my bone folder just to add a little bit of interest. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, okay, we'll do that first. Hi, Ninka, how are you? Great to have you here. All right, shape very carefully the tip of that flower and that leaf. That one's going down, where's that one going down? Here somewhere? We'll reposition them in a minute, but we'll just do all the shaping first. shape that one, shape this one. So it's very easy to do the shaping. All you do is turn your piece upside down, place it on top of your bone folder, put your thumb on the top, and then you're just doing that with your bone folder. You're just kind of flicking it. Very easy to do. Just be careful to support anything that's got a small stem like this one. Just be careful to support that, because as you're doing this, you're putting pressure on it. And if you don't support that, you're likely going to rip that whole thing off there. Okay. And then I'm just going to curl up the petals of my flowers a little bit. There we go. Give them all a little bit of a oomph. Oh, look at this. Well, you wouldn't have known if I hadn't have done that, would you? But this one's actually got colour on the other side. Are we going to see that down on the card? I don't think we will. I was just thinking, I wonder if I should restamp that one, but I think it'll be okay. Because this is one that I had stamped on the back of... Oh, actually, I've got the other one, haven't I? I should quickly fussy cut the other one and use that. I'll quickly use this one. Just so that we don't see that other coloured ink on the other side. Just in case. I don't know that we would have, but I kind of don't want to risk that just in case. So this will only take me a second. Wow, it'll take me a few seconds, but not too long. And I love that with the detail of this flower, it is very rough around the edges. So it's great for fussy cutting because you don't have to be too precise. Some of the very formed flowers, like very straight line flowers and things like that, you've got to be a little bit more careful because otherwise it can look a bit dodgy if, you know, you've got rough edges. But this one is really great, and that's how quick it is. Because it's so freeform around the edges. All right, that didn't take long at all, did it? I reckon that took under a minute. Did anyone time me? Oh, it's summer break there where you are, Ninka. Lovely. So as a teacher, I'm living my best life. As a mum of young children, I'm having... Oh, you're having a hard day today. Oh. Oh, that's nice that you've got school holidays. That's lovely. Yes, it is a bit hard, isn't it, when the kids are off on school holidays. I remember when I was a young mum of kids, on school holidays, it was just like, oh my goodness, when does school go back? Like the first little while is great and lovely, and it's nice not to have to get up so early and, you know, that whole routine of things. But then after you've had them home for a little while and they all start getting on each other's nerves, and it's like, quick, school, hurry up, school holidays, finish. Oh, I remember those days. But I love my children, don't get me wrong. But yes, I totally understand where you're coming from. Okay, so now that we have curled everything, things are going to sit a little bit differently. So we're going to need to just rework things a tad. Just try and get them kind of lined up. It goes under there. Lined up how we want them, and then we can, actually this one I might put, I feel like this flower was a little bit more this way before. And this one comes up there like that. Yep. And then this one goes under here. And then, but you know what, Ninka, before you know it, they've grown up and they're having their own families, as my son is about to You wouldn't have heard this because you only just jumped on, but my son and his wife are going to be having a baby in late August, early September. So I'm going to become a nanny for the first time, and we're very, very excited. So, yeah, so don't blink because you will miss it. They just grow up so quickly. And before you know it, yeah, they are out of home, having their own families. Yeah. So, and then I believe from all of my friends who are already grandparents that being a grandparent is even better than being a parent. And it's very, very different. So, yes, exactly. The problem is it's only the first day of holidays. Oh, no. So, oh, you've got a whole 6 weeks. Wow. I'm sure that you will have lots of fun with the children. Are you going to do something special with them? Have you got special plans? So just pull this one up here a little bit. And I'm just going to turn this around to, you know what, let's just take it out. I'll just put the glue on it and then I'll stick it back in. So I'm not putting the glue all the way to the tips where I have shaped them. I'm just putting it down lower than where the shaping has been done so that they can still sit up nicely. There we go. Just so that they're secure though. There we go. Oh, thank you, Ninka. Oh, thanks, Martha. You just heard the news too. I didn't realise you, yeah, that's right. You popped on a little bit later too, didn't you? Yes, going to be a nanny. So very excited. So it's the first grandchild on both sides, actually. So it'll be the first little nephew. We already know it's going to be a little boy. First nephew, first grandson, first grandchild on both sides. So we are all ecstatic. Now, I think I'm going to lift those ones up. So I'll put some dimensionals on the backs of these ones. Oh, thanks, Navon. Hi, I didn't see that you were there. Thank you. You're hiding in the background there. Yeah, very exciting times. So I was saying earlier we had the baby shower last weekend. That was just a family baby shower. So my daughter-in-law's friends are putting on a girls' baby shower for her this weekend with all of her girlfriends. So, yeah, so that will be a lot of fun for her. Celebrate with her friends. So, yeah. So I don't know what my son's going to do while they're all, yeah, partying, because I don't think that he's invited to that one. I think it's girls only. So, yeah, maybe he'll end up here at our place or something. Or maybe he's meeting up with friends. He might be meeting up with his own friends. All right, so I want to overlap these a little bit, but I think I've put this dimensional in the wrong spot. I'll just take that one back off. It's a little bit too close to the other flower. One good thing with dimensionals is they come off quite well when you need to move them. I just want to make sure I get this positioned correctly before I adhere everything else down. So, yeah, I think about there will be good. All right, let's put this leaf in. So depending on how you position your dimensionals, you can actually adhere these down first if you just put the dimensionals in the middle, and then you can slide all of the leaves in underneath afterwards if you want to do it that way. I have done it that way in the past too, but I'm just going to double check that that leaf is going to be on the card still. Yep, that'll be fine. Yeah, just doing it a bit differently today. Oh, I've got to tuck this one in under. That one's got to go in under the edge here. Yeah, I'm going to stick that one down first. There we go. All right, so now we can put these two on. Oh, and I've got to remember that leaf as well. So we'll put this one down first. Oh, next week you're going to Croatia for 2 weeks, Ninka. Oh, that sounds really lovely. That sounds beautiful. I've had some friends. I've never been myself, but I've had friends that have been over there, and I've seen all of their photos. It looks amazing. So that'll be a lovely time. Sounds like lots of fun. All right, and I'm going to put this one under here, but I'm going to need a dimensional, I think, under this part of the leaf. So I'll get my minis out here and put them along the edge here. I'll just put a couple here. That'll support the edge there so that that doesn't sink. And then we'll pop, yeah, we'll be able to slide that in. All right, so I'll pop this one down now. Navon says she's waiting for a new great-granddaughter, supposed to be born in November. Oh, congratulations. That's very exciting. Wow, a great-granddaughter. That's so lovely. All right, and then we want a bit of so how many grandchildren do you have, Navon? And is this your first great-granddaughter, or do you have other greats as well? So tuck that in under there, having that come in out about there. I've got this one a bit lower than I had the original one, but that's okay. It's all right. It's going to work. I'll just pop this down a little bit lower. How's that look? Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll be okay. This one should have been up a little bit higher. It's ended up down a bit lower than what I wanted it, but that's okay. And I'll just put a bit of glue under this part here and pop that down there. And then I can lift, I can just work the edges of that one back up so they sit up off the other flower. There we go. All right, so that's all adhered. Yeah, this one was supposed to be around this side a little bit more, but that's okay. I think that still looks fine. And we can always add, I've got those extra little flowers, and I did fussy cut some earlier, so I could even add an extra one if I need to. Yeah, this one's really way too low. Oh, I bet that's already stuck now too. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to try and lift that. That's okay. That's all right. Not quite where I wanted it, but that's okay. Let's see, I've got these other ones in here. I might be able to use some of them. Got these ones here. So I might be able to add some extra little leaves up here somewhere. If I added an extra little one there, how would that look? What do you think? That way. These leaves, I like these leaves because you can put them either way. You can have them more sort of the rounded end, or you can have them use more of the sort of pointy end. Maybe if I add that one there, would that help to balance it a little bit? You know what? I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, and we'll pop that up on the front of the card. Now, this is going to have quite a bit of dimension on this card, so this one is going to cost a little bit more to send, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. I prefer to have a beautiful card with lots of layers and just pay a little bit extra postage, because I think it just makes, you know, that all those layers, they just make the card that little bit more special, don't they? All right, we want to make sure that the center of that is nicely supported so that we don't get any saggy bits. So we don't like saggy bits, do we? And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be very generous and add a little bit more to those top and bottom peaks, because they're actually going to tuck in just inside the edge here of the distressed DSP. So we want to make sure that they're going to be well supported as well. Is that in the middle? That's not even straight, I don't think. It's kind of in the middle, but I don't think it's quite straight. A bit hard to tell because this leaf here is sticking out. There we go. Okay. Oh, thanks, Martha. We're not finished yet, but it's getting there, isn't it? All right, we do definitely need something extra up here because this leaf should have been up a bit higher. Now that's left that a little bit blank there, but we are going to have the butterfly up here too. So I think that'll be okay. If I add that there, or should I add it up there? I think here. I think it should be here. And do I add that end or this end is the other question. That one gives a bit more fullness, doesn't it? I might use that end. All right, let's give that a little bit of shaping like we did with the other ones. Pop a little bit of glue on that. This one will just go down flat. And we'll just tuck that in under here. Have that one there. And I was just wondering about the other side as well. Under this one here. Yeah, I think I might add more up there. No, I think I might add it here. Just whatever you feel looks balanced. Like just keep playing with it until you feel like it looks balanced. There we go. Oh, exciting, Rosemary. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my card. Your product of the month should be there on Wednesday and you can't wait to play with it. Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. All right, so now with our butterfly, I'm going to pop, oh, wait, we need the sentiment. I forgot about the sentiment. Hang on, let's get a sentiment. Okay, I'm thinking, well, they're quite, actually, let's pull the stamps out and have a look to see. We've got best wishes. So if we've got the butterfly up here, and then we've got best wishes, or we've got thank you for everything you do. That could also look nice coming down here. And then we might put the bow somewhere under that. Or we could just do a very small best wishes. You are my sunshine. That's cute too. And the other one says sending lots of happiness your way. But I kind of feel like that's the wrong orientation, unless you were going to do a banner, but I think we've got enough already going on there. I think this needs to be that one or that one. You know what? This one could go in the middle and we could have the butterfly in one corner and the bow at the other corner maybe. Let's see. I really want the butterfly there. Okay. Or do we just want best wishes? Ooh. Oh, thanks, Navon. It's actually, this one actually wasn't too difficult to make. It probably looks a bit more fiddly than it really is. But these stamps are so easy to work with. They're really, really lovely. Now, the question is, what colour do I stamp this sentiment in? I'm thinking maybe crumb cake, the same as the label piece. What do you call this? The frame piece. That's the one. Let me grab some cardstock. Heading into my scrap pile, and I've got a few scraps here, but I think this one might be the right width that I need. Yep. But you know what? I think my stamp is not straight on my block. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little sheet of grid paper that I have over here. Let's just move that for one sec. And my bow. Because this is a long, bendy stamp set. So if you want it curved, you can make it curved. but I don't. I want it straight. So I'm going to use my grid paper. The best thing to do with your long, stretchy stamps is to put them down on paper. Let them just relax into their natural shape, because when you put them down on paper, they're not sticking to anything. You can see how that's moving. It'll go into its natural shape, and then if you take your block to the stamp and pick it up, then you know that you've got it in its natural shape. Now, if I wanted to make sure it was super straight on my block, I could have also used my grid lines on my grid paper, but I'm not going to worry too much about that, because I can just line it up with the edges of my cardstock, hopefully. Wait, let's do a test stamp first. I did already clean it, but I'm just going to double check just to make sure that it's stamping well. Okay, I've got to watch the O, make sure that it's... So this ink pad is just a normal foam ink pad, so you only need to tap, tap, tap. You don't need to do the twist like we do with the felt ink pads. And push down and straight up, and there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's give that a clean. How are we going for time? Oh, it's nearly 6:15 already. I did talk a lot at the beginning. There was lots to share with you because I missed last week. So I had to fill you in on so many things. There we go. Okay, so we have a banner. We have our little, do you know what? I think I'm going to keep this one straight. Often I will angle the ends or I'll banner the ends, but I think today I'm going to keep this one straight, and I think I'm going to put it right across the middle of the flowers. So I'm just going to trim it down a little bit with my trimmer. Just move that. I'm going to mark with my pencil first roughly how far out from the words I want it. I think I'm going to put it, oh, you know what? What if we had a little butterfly on the end on that side? That could be cute. So let's take it to about here on this end, and this end about here. Thereabouts, and then we can fiddle. We can always trim it down a bit more if we need to. Oh, I didn't quite trim it at the right spot, but that's okay. We can rub the pencil line out, can't we? There we go. Yeah, I think if we put a little butterfly on there, that would be really cute. Just get a eraser and rub that line out. There we go. All right, now let's see. We'll just move all of this out of the way. Don't need that now. Did I clean that? Did anyone see me clean that? I can't remember. I better do it again just to be sure. I can't remember if I did or I did. I think I didn't actually. I'll just dry that off. Now I'll put it on the other side so that I know that I've cleaned it. Right. Where are you going, little butterfly? We want you up here. Okay, so just gently bend those wings up. Remember that gilding on there is very delicate, so just go easy with your butterflies. I think we're going to have this across here. Oh, we're actually, because that butterfly is going to sit down a little bit, so we're going to need to have our sentiment down a little bit too so that we can see it, or we have the sentiment coming from the bottom of the butterfly across that way. We could do it that way. Have that coming across there. And then we can have another little butterfly here. And then we can have our bow. Actually, I think we need a smaller bow. A little tiny bow. Do you have the new stamp pads, and if so, how do you like them? Yes, I do. I use them on this card, Navon. If you want to go back and watch the replay when you get a chance to, I actually used them for this card. So yeah, they're going really well. Thank you. They do have a different technique that you need to use with them. So it is very much a twist and tap method. Yeah, they do work a little bit differently to the foam stamps. So that's all in the learning. If we did a sideways bow or no, don't like that. Unless I did a faux bow and did a knot. Kind of wanted to use this ribbon though because it's gold and it goes with the oh, actually, what if I put it down here somewhere, couldn't I? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to adhere that butterfly because I know where I want that, and then everything else will have to go around the butterfly. Okay, so just a little bit of glue on the base of its body because it's going to be flying off the flower, and I'll just do that like that and then pop the wings up. There we go. And then we can pop this, oh, it's still a bit wet, so it's still moving around a little bit. We can have that there like that. And actually, if I pop that up on dimensionals, will that fit under the wing still? I think so. Just not sure about that little butterfly on the end there. It keeps on wanting to. If I didn't have the butterfly on there, I could then put the butterflies elsewhere. I might actually do that. Might trim this up. Change my mind on that. So we will cut it about there. And I'm cutting it with my trimmer because I do not trust myself to cut it with scissors. I'm likely to get it really crooked. There we go. Oh, my tummy is rumbling. It's hungry. I did have a quick little snack before I went live today, but I think I didn't have enough because my tummy is telling me it's still hungry. Well, it's hungry again. There we go. All right. Oh, yes, I will trim this down. Yeah, I will trim. I'll trim the ends down when I decide what I'm doing with that. I won't leave them that long. It's okay. All right, so we want some mini dimensionals. And we're going to put them behind here. Oops. So they're going to go in here. Oh, you know what I need to do? Because we've distressed everything else, we need to distress the edges of this too. Lucky I just thought of that because otherwise that'd annoy me otherwise. It'd be sitting there on my card and I'd be thinking, no, I should have distressed it. So just using the ink that's left on my dauber so far, and there still seems to be a fair bit left on there. There we go, that's better. That's better. Yes. Glad I didn't forget to do that. Nearly, but not quite. That looks better. All right, and then we'll tuck that in there. Yes, let's do that. Let's put that down one step at a time. There we go. We'll pop that in there, and the butterfly's wing can just go over the edge of that. Just make sure I get that straight. Is it straight? That looks about right. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, I'm loving it. So pretty. All right, and then we've got the little butterflies and we've got the bow. So I'm actually just wondering, I'm just going to untie that for a minute. Hang on, let me use my bone folder. I put the lid on my glue. And I'll use my bone folder just to straighten that out a bit because I'm just wondering, instead of doing a bow, do I just do a faux bow and just do a knot? It might sit better underneath that sentiment. Yes, that's what we need. That will be much better. Okay, let's do that. We'll just trim it up a little bit so that it's nice and short. I'll trim it up on the other side. Here we go. Oh, I've got a bit more angle on that side. Sometimes it's hard to get the same angle, isn't it? I guess you could fold them over like that and cut them together. Oh, I've got them fairly well now. Yes, that's better. That's better. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that's why I hadn't trimmed that one down yet, because I just wasn't sure if I was going to go with the bow or if I was going to do a just a little knot. Sometimes the knots just work better if the ribbon is a bit too much. All right, so we'll take a little glue dot. I'll just double that over on itself, make that a bit smaller. Pop that behind my little faux bow, as I like to call them. It's just a little knot, but and we'll pop that down there like so. There we go. So drawing the eye that way. So from top left down to bottom right. And then we can use these other little butterflies and embellish the card with those. Just bend up those wings ever so gently, because don't forget the gilding is very delicate. And I think we could probably put a few butterflies here and there. Actually, you know what? I might even just do 3. I still could get one on there if I wanted to, or I might just put it above. Where do we want it? Actually, let's just bend one side up. If I popped it on there. Oh yeah, that would still work. All right, let's do that. I'll put a little bit of glue just on this part of the wing. So just on the left side. Oops, oh boy, that was a bit much. We don't want that oozing, so I'll just use a little bit of scrap cardstock to scrape that off again. There we go. And we'll just add that there like that. You can just fly up in the air like that. And then do we need another little one down here? What do we think? Another little one down there? I think that will be nice down there. Right, a little bit of glue in the middle of his body. And just down here like that. There we go. You could go crazy with these butterflies because there's so many of them. I mean, how many did we count? About 80. And you could go crazy with them, but I think we've got a lot going on this card, so I think that is enough. I think we're going to call it quits there. So we've got our little cluster here with the 2 butterflies and the bow, and then we've got our big feature butterfly there, and there you go. So there is some of the new products for you. We've got the new DSP, the new, which is from the online exclusive, the butterflies, the Gilded Wings butterflies, which are also from the online exclusives. And then we've got the, hang on, let me grab it, the Begonia Belle stamp set, which is the product of the month for July 2026. We also used the beautifully celebrated dies. These ones are still available. The coordinating stamp set though is on last chance, but the dies are not. So, but that's not one of the new products. So we had those. We had the beautiful gilded butterflies. Make sure you grab some of those. They're gorgeous. Just remember to handle them delicately, because they do have the gilded. Like they are gilded, so the gilding is, you know, very delicate if you've ever used gilding before. And the beautiful 2026 to 2028 in colour gingham. designer series paper. So there you go. So I hope you really liked that. It was a bit of a long one. We did use all of the, well, we didn't use all of them. We used 3 of the new in colour stamp pads, classic Stampin' Pads. They're the new ones. We used 3 of those as well. And we used a bit of crumb cake too. So, but I hope that you really enjoyed that project. It was nice to get back to my distressing. I love doing distressing. I love gold. So yeah, so I hope that you did that. We did a bit of ink distressing, scissor distressing, yeah, a bit of inking on the label. But yeah, if you missed the beginning, feel free to go back and watch all of the steps. I will have this card up on my blog later this week with all of the measurements, all of the details and everything, and a copy of this video as well. So you'll be able to see it there. But before we finish, let's flip the camera back up face to face so that I can say goodbye to you properly. All right, bear with me. Here we go. Okay. There we go. All right. I had a lot of fun making that one today. And as I said at the beginning, I was a bit like, oh, I've got a vague idea of what I want to do, but I'm not sure of how I'm going to finish it off. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I hope you enjoyed that too. Something a little bit different to what I've been doing lately. But as I said, I love doing distressed, rustic, vintage kind of projects. And yeah, really happy with that. Look at those beautiful gold butterflies, how they shine. So beautiful. And do you know what? The sentiment would have been beautiful if I had have gold embossed that. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I should have gold embossed it, but never mind. Next time you can all do that. If you copy this, gold emboss, heat emboss your sentiment. That'll look awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thanks for keeping me company and chatting with me. And I hope that you have a great week and you get some crafting in there somewhere in your week. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week on Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And until then, happy crafting. Bye, everyone.